Proverbs 25:4 says, "Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer." That's a basic description of what's called smelting. The larger science that has been developed over the centuries is called metallurgy, but things can get even more technical, going right down to the atomic level. But mankind has been smelting metals, as described here, since before the flood of Noah. All researchers agree that it goes back to the earliest days of recorded history. As a matter of fact, the Bible credits a man named Tubal-Cain as being the first Huttenmeister, which is the Germanic title for a master smelter, a teacher. That's in Genesis 4:22. I personally believe that Adam was the first smelter. And here's my thinking on this. Jesus is called the last Adam in 1 Corinthians 15:45. And as Adam was the floor model human being, the best one, until Jesus came along, then I believe it's reasonable to believe that Adam was the most intelligent human being to ever live until the last Adam, Jesus, showed up. So I believe Adam was the original Huttenmeister and passed on the knowledge to his sons. Cain would have had such knowledge, which would explain why Cain was able to build a city and name it Enoch, after one of his sons, Genesis 4:17. And Tubal-Cain was the great-great-great-grandson of Cain. And he got his knowledge of metallurgy and smelting from his great-great-great-great-great-grandpa Adam. That's all very interesting, but more than just interesting in regard to metals, it's also interesting when it comes to the spiritual truth found in smelting. As our proverb says, "Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer." For 16 centuries after the canon of Scripture was closed, we had 66 pure books of the Bible, as they're translated into ever-changing languages. There's been a constant need to be sure that there's no dross finding its way into the new translations, and to stick to the text that our Bibles have been based on since the first translations came out in 2nd century BC. And this is how God has preserved His inspired Word, as each new book was written until the book of Revelation was completed around 105 AD, and He promised in Psalm 12:6 and 7, which says, "The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever." But during the time of the Reformation, the Roman Catholic Church tried to add dross, and did add dross to their Bible, and they officially declared the apocryphal books as part of their Bible. Then, sadly, beginning in earnest around the year 1881, apostate and otherwise deceived Protestant and evangelical scholars began adding dross back into the content of those 66 books of the Bible in new translations that are based upon Codex Vaticanus and other corrupt manuscripts represented now in the United Bible Society's text used for new versions. It's just insane. It's produced terrible new translations, and we're watching as professing Christianity in America becomes more anemic, more heretical, more apostate with each passing day as a result of the dross found in these new Bibles. But thankfully, if you have an old King James Bible that hasn't been changed or tampered with, you have the pure words of God. And now, the important part then is we must use that word to allow God to refine us. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer. Do you want to be a vessel that is pleasing to God, a vessel He can use? Submit yourself to His Word. Conform yourself in accordance to His pure Word in your King James Bible. Pray and ask the Lord to change you according to His Word. It's a lifelong process, taking away the dross until we go home to be with Him. As Psalm 17:15 says, "As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness." And at that point, all the dross is gone.